nearly a third of Americans plan to participate in Dry January this month, which kicked off around the same time the Surgeon General issued an advisory about alcohol's link to cancer. The annual non-drinking ritual is especially popular with younger Americans and is part of a growing movement aimed at rethinking our relationship with alcohol year-round. Chanel Call joins us now with more. Chanel, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You may have seen this pop up on your social media feed. It's called the Sober Curious movement. It's less about quitting drinking this month and more about mindful consumption throughout the year.
1, 2, 3, 4. That is what we call a counting 4.
On New Year's Day, the drinks were flowing at this jam-packed Manhattan bar. These cocktails look and even smell like the real thing, but everything served here is alcohol-free. Hecate is New York City's first and only sober bar.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A place for people like John Maloney looking for the bar experience without the booze.
My first job ever out of undergrad was at Anheuser-Busch. We partied like every night. I was just tired all the time. I didn't feel good about it.
Now he's part of a growing group of Americans calling themselves sober curious.
If somebody orders a great bottle of wine for dinner, I'll have a glass. But I don't drink out of social need anymore.
The term first emerged several years ago, but more recently caught fire online. Even mentioned in the latest season of Netflix's Emily in Paris.
Oh, what if we did a non-alcoholic version? There's been a lot of growth in that sector thanks to the Sober Curious movement.
Thanks everyone so much for coming out on.
Sam Bale is helping drive that growth.
Rather than being on autopilot and kind of just saying yes whenever there's drinks around. Sober curious means that you're mindful about drinking and about how much alcohol you consume.
So it's not completely abstaining from alcohol.
Exactly.
Bale plans events like this one at New York City's Contento, where the mocktail menu is anything but basic.
It's balanced, it's complex.
Rose Thomas Bannister is a sober curious sommelier.
I think if somebody handed this to me, I wouldn't immediately think, you've tricked me. This is a non-alcoholic drink. It tastes like a whiskey sour.
A new survey found 42% of Americans describe themselves as sober curious, up from 33% in 2022. And notably, the biggest group of Americans cutting back is Gen Z.
I think young people might just be a little bit more wellness conscious, a little bit more health conscious. There's a lot bigger conversation going on about mental health and what impacts your mental health.
Recent studies reveal that even low levels of regular drinking can have negative long-term health impacts. Earlier this month, the Surgeon General issued a new advisory warning those who drink face a higher risk of cancer.
Everyone wants a nice adult beverage, something that tastes good, something that's interesting, something that's exciting, but they just don't want the effect of alcohol.
The shift is creating a new and booming market for alcohol-free alternatives.
You've got your distilled botanicals, so those are really good to slot into your classic cocktails like a mojito or a margarita or a paloma.
Alex Highsmith is the co-owner of Spirited Away in New York City, which claims to be North America's first booze-free bottle shop.
The whole idea was just to show people that there were other sophisticated alcohol-free options out there besides the usual seltzer, Shirley Temple, ginger ale.
Here you'll find everything from non-alcoholic beer to de-alcoholized wines, even zero-proof spirits.
So we've got a really nice sparkling wine here from Spain, and then we've got a really nice bitter red aperitif from the coast of England.
So kind of like an Aperol.
Yeah. So we'll do about a finger of the bitter red aperitif.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do some sparkles on top. We call that a Negroni Spagliato.
All right, looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Does the trick.
Feel like you're on the beach?
Yeah.
You kind of get those floral notes, you get the bubbles on your tongue. It's got more complexity than something else that maybe the bartender just whipped up, and it's still pretty easy to make at home.
With evolving science and the help of some big celebrity endorsements,
these are non-alcoholic beverages.
From Khloe Kardashian,
the first time I drank him,
to Bella Hadid and Tom Holland, global sales of low and no alcohol products surpassed $13 billion in 2023, with sales rising nearly 30% year over year. The sober curious hope that booming market will lead to more diverse drink menus at establishments across the country year-round.
We're right on the tipping point of it kind of crossing over from this niche trend that's been building for a couple of years into just people's everyday life.
All right, so I was able to do a bit of taste testing, as you saw in the piece, and I wanted to bring in some of my favorites here for you all to try. So let's start with this. This is sort of a wine replacement. It's from Denmark. It uses white and black tea leaves and has a bit of pear. What do you think?
It's good. It's good. It's like stronger than ginger ale. It has
Yeah, it doesn't make me think of wine. It makes me think of something else, but I don't know
like ginger beer.
It's like wine adjacent, a little kombucha.
Yeah,
it's also
very much.
like this is vegan, this is organic, this is 20 calories per glass, which, as you know, is a lot less than a glass of wine.
Yeah, because some of them are so high, too, some of these non-alcoholics, it feels like there's sugar in them.
Yeah,
more
way
sugar
too
than
much
others.
sugar.
And
Objectively, not having alcohol is going to be healthier for you. It's nice to have all these options, but I will say some of these options are just as expensive or more expensive than alcohol.
Of
so
course.
beware when you go shopping.
Gotta make money.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.